Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bomber Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfella, Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
All right, man. Bernard Hopkins explains why Jermall Charlo has a better chance at defeating Canelo Alvarez than David Benavidez. Okay, let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live or drop a video. And here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? Here you go. Jermall Charlo, bigger threat to Canelo Alvarez than Benavidez, says the legend and Golden Boy employee Bernard Hopkins. I don't even think Jermall Charlo was ever signed to Golden Boy. I think Jermall was. He just was on a fight-by-fight basis. This is Bernard Hopkins' surprise box fans on Thursday by coming out a left field by saying Jermall Charlo's a bigger threat to Canelo than David Benavidez. According to Hopkins, Canelo would smash Benavidez and make him not want to throw punches because of his counter-punching ability. Hopkins even went further than that by saying that Jermall is more of a threat to Canelo than the cruiserweight, meaning he's more dangerous than the 6'5" Lawrence O'Callaghan. Jermall was hurt repeatedly by Montiel in June. That doesn't matter. That's one fight. So everybody talking about, that's one performance. You can tell he didn't train. And I understand that's on him, but I don't mean shit. Danny Jacobs was dropped by Sergio Mora and KO by Pirog, and Canelo couldn't even drop him. When you try to use the triangle theory, a lot of times that shit don't work. Now we ain't even talking about just matchup. We talking about punching power and stuff of that nature. So he says, quote, to me, out of all the guys, I don't care if they include a cruiserweight. To me, Jermall is Canelo's biggest threat and test, said Bernard Hopkins to Fight Hub when asked if Charlo David Benavidez route would be harder for Canelo than Dimitri Bivol and Golovkin. Quote, he said, why? Canelo would smash Benavidez, Hopkins repeated. Quote, anybody that throws more Canelo gives you an opportunity not to throw. Anything that Benavidez throws at Canelo, do you know what Canelo is going to do? Counter him all day and make him not want to throw like he was throwing around before then. I'm telling you. He got spit hanging from his mouth. Charlo, He said, quote, what do? You either try to survive and save some embarrassment, or you try to win. You can't say I'm biased because I don't promote Canelo any longer. I'm trying to tell you what I see, said Hopkins. So he said, quote, from a cruiserweight to heavyweight, I think Canelo's biggest threat, heavyweight, is Jermall Charlo. Said Hop sounds more like Canelo's current promoter than the ex-promoter. So I don't know. I don't think he really promoting. I get what he's saying. That's what Ishmael Salas is trying to say about Errol Spence when he said if he throw a lot of punches, he's gonna get Ugas more of an opportunity to land. That's what happens with a counterpuncher. Exactly, with a really good counterpuncher, what Bernard Hopkins just explained. That's what happens. That's exactly what happens. That's why a lot of people got in there with Floyd Mayweather, and they ain't throw no more punches in there versus Floyd because he capitalize on you. He could punch with you. And he capitalized on openings. And great counterpunchers, a lot of times you don't see people overwhelm those guys with value. You don't see it, the great ones. A lot of times, when you're a great counterpuncher, you can control the pace, and that's why a lot of Floyd fights slow down. Sometimes you're going to have some people that just going to be able to close the distance off on you, and you just got to change your game plan, like a Madonna, Chavez, Duran. You know what I'm saying? Once you start fighting, you start fighting fire with fire, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So what he's saying about Benavidez is that he's not going to continue to open up the way he opened up with that he will open up versus the level of opposition that he fighting. And that may be true. We got to fight to see, but I would kind of agree with Bernard as of right now. I kind of would, because I haven't seen Benavidez in there with top fighters. And he'll be fighting a really good fighter and really good puncher, good hand speed, and David Lemieux. So He gonna be fighting one of the, out of all the PBC fighters. He probably be fighting out of the current generation of them, which is only really one generation of them. He'll probably be fighting the biggest puncher out of all of them. Think about that for a minute. He'll probably be fighting the biggest puncher out of anybody. I mean, other than like Matisse and a few other guys, he'd be fighting a really, really big puncher. You know, so that's something to look at too. You know, so we learn about him, you know, because Benavidez, I mean, Lemieux gonna try to punch with him. If he can walk through David Lemieux punches, or he can diffuse David Lemieux punches, you know, he can eat them, man. I think he's gonna be a big problem. And he big. And like I said, sometimes with counter punchers, right? Sometimes you get in there with a guy that it just don't matter. That it just don't matter, bro. That it just don't matter. Sometimes you get in there like with a pressure fighter and they just overwhelm you. You gotta fight. You know what I'm saying? And all that counter punching shit, man, that should go out the window. You don't even have the space to counter punch. You know, when he tell you, what Bernard's saying is, well, he just counter Benavidez. What if Benavidez don't give him the opportunity to counter? You know, you say, well, how do you like beat a counter puncher? I mean, you don't slow down and try to box their ass, you know, at all. A lot of times that don't work. You know, you do what Durant did to Sugar Ray Leonard. You do what LaMotta did when he finally beat Sugar Ray Robinson. You close the gap. You know what I'm saying? You close the gap. You countering a counter puncher. One is gonna make it a boring fight. You know, and two, a lot of times if you're not naturally a counter puncher, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you're gonna get ate alive. You know what Shane did? You just got to dress him up. Shane did a very veteran thing to Floyd. He dressed him up. Sometimes you got to be cagey and you got to, you know, do some different. You got to have a plan. You got to set traps for them type of guys. You might throw a throwaway shot. You know what I'm saying? You might say, you know what? I'm a shoot a one. I'm gonna loop the two, right, to set them up. So next time when I throw the one, you know, or one time I might throw the jab to one. And then instead of, I might make it look like a loop, and I might come right down the middle, and I might come right back with a left hook. You got to keep a counter. If you're not one of them fighters that can close the gap and just turn on the turbo boosters, bro, you got to dress them type of fighters up. You know, going to the body is not a great game plan, at least especially when you got distance, because one of the issues when you throw at distance is that, you know, you go down, that gives them, they're able to counter you to the head. That's gonna be interesting about Ugas and Spence. When Spence go to the body, Ugas is gonna go upstairs. He's gonna set a trap. So like I said before, Benavidez got you know, it'd be interesting. He fight a high level fighter that can punch like Canelo. You know, can he take those shots? And if he do take those shots, you know, and he keep coming, Canelo gonna earn a hard day's pay. He is. And the key for Benavidez is just keep the jab pumping. The jab offset a lot of stuff. He should not, whatever he's doing to get on when he coming, he should not stop jabbing. You fight Canelo. Shoulders, elbows, treat him like he's an older fighter. Hips. I would not stop jabbing, and you got to keep coming. If you got to make him work. And think about when you able to close the distance on a guy like Canelo, he's not a natural puncher. Everything has to be right for him to generate power. He winds his shots up. So when you start closing that gap on him, you know, Triple G, he started to close the gap, but he wasn't willing to go all the way past the fence, as they would say. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't willing to go past the fence and take some lumps. All right. But Benavidez, if he able to take the shot and keep pressing forward, he'll work Canelo out. All that counterpunching shit going out the window. Canelo gonna have to fight him to get him off of him. But that's if, you know, Benavidez can take the shots. If he can take the shots, and, you know, it's a wrap. Canelo gonna have to earn a hard day's pay. He gonna be on Canelo ass and keep his jab going. So I see where Bernard is coming from because we haven't seen David Benavidez versus top opposition. But if he able to eat David Lemieux power and he fight reckless like he usually do, man, I think I think we might be. I think he might be in some problems. So, but it's a lot of stuff we don't know and he don't know. We haven't seen this dude versus top opposition, bro. Probably ain't seen Charlo versus top opposition either. So, him talking about Charlo giving him a tough fight, it could happen. Once again, I think Charlo got a better jab. People say with the article where he got hurt by Montiel. That nigga wasn't training for that fight. If you watched any of the All Access, he had the crib clicking it with future Hall of Famer DeAndre Johnson from the Texans. He got Rashard Lewis from but he played everywhere, Seattle, Miami. He got all the niggas at the house training. If you serious about a fight, you don't train at the house with your kids and your wife and all that. You got to at least go to the gym and then come back. That's why fighters go to secluded areas. And I ain't want to make excuses for him neither. And I like the way he fight, but his jab might cause a problem. Now, I don't know if he's more dangerous than a Lawrence O'Connell or Breedish or an Arthur Better Biev or nothing like that. But one thing about that, Canelo can't drain that kid. Canelo can't put a rehydration clause on Charlo because really the nigga moving up. You know, he could try to drain him, but he really be draining himself. He really be doing himself a disservice. So he'll be fighting him more of an even playing field. He can drain Benavidez. The nigga missed the weight so many times. You know what I'm saying? Or a couple of times. With Charlo, like, you know, the weight-wise, they're going to be on an even playing field. And his jab going to cause problems too. But the question about it, bro, we know Charlo will keep coming after getting hit, and Canelo will have to work for that too. But will Charlo, talent rise to the occasion? Because it's been dropping to the occasion. So he really ain't been challenging himself. But I think Benavidez is more dangerous in my opinion. But Charlo possesses some danger too. And he's a big guy. He can take a shot. We know he can take a shot. He really struggled versus southpaws. He won't be fighting. So they both interesting fights, but he do got that athleticism, that speed. So, Canelo ain't gonna be able to really out-slick him, at least not early. But I don't even think he's slick for real. Anyway, he's slick versus non-black fighters. So both really good fights, So Bernard guy's opinion, I think Benavidez, I don't really know after the Lemieux fight, good fights. You're more dangerous than Bivol, yeah, because they both are more aggressive than Bivol at this point. Bivol plays the amateur pity-pat roll game. So more aggressive than Golovkin at this point. Well, to the naked eye, Golovkin been declining in his fights. He getting close to 40, but it seemed like he's taking the Murata training pretty serious. So I have to hold my opinion on that. So only time will tell, bro. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop a video. We got a couple fights on tonight too. I think Regis Progress fighting overseas. He fighting the actor Tyrone McKinnon. Steve Rosenberg. I'm not sure if that's on ESPN. And Blair the Flair Cobbs taking on Alexis Rocha, filling in at the main event for Virgil Ortiz and Michael McKisson. McKisson still on the undercard. So appreciate the love, support. Want to financially support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Best way to donate. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase chance of notification. Go live, drop a video. Hit the Linktree link. Show you everywhere I be producing content at, or where I am on social media, from Twitch to Anchor and much more. Appreciate the love, support, peace. Check out the box news.